Today, we are going to be spending a few minutes together talking about our flagship product, Protandem, which is an NRF2 synergizer. Now, I feel uniquely qualified to talk about this particular nutraceutical. It's not a supplement, it's a nutraceutical because I have been taking this since the end of February 2010. I was 67 years old. This upcoming February, I will be 83. And I can honestly tell you that I believe, due to the mercy of the Lord, who led me to hearing about this uh, 15 years ago, almost 16 now, I have had some of the best years of health I've ever had. Now, what exactly is NRF2? So, we're going to start with a little bit of information here. The first thing I'm going to be showing you is um, a slide concerning free radicals. Now, if you've spent much time studying Protandem, studying NRF2, you've come across the words free radicals. Now, a free radical, I heard about free radicals in the early 80s. I was introduced to the term free radicals by a research pediatrician uh, who told me that free radicals were discovering was the cause of all diseases, which I thought was a pretty broad statement at the time. But 15 years later, I can hardly name a health condition that has not improved by reducing free radicals. If you look at my little diagram here that I acquired, you'll see, and you probably remember from your biology classes, that electrons have to be paired and that they sort of orbit this little nucleus of a molecule. However, if they become unpaired, lose one, gain one, they no longer will follow their original design in the body, which is to die and be replaced with an exact replica. Instead, they begin their own design, or their own dance, as I've called it before, which is to penetrate the membrane of another molecule, causing it to be unstable. And where these molecules uh, uh, where they acquire in the body will be the manifestation of whatever health dysfunction you have. Now, where do we get these free radicals from? They are produced as a normal part of our living. They're produced every time you eat food. But those can typically be taken care of by the antioxidant enzymes that are designed to keep these bad guys in check. But if you look at this little chart, you will see that there are other things that cause free radicals, which is ionizing radiation, smoking. You already knew that. Um, Inflammation in your body. There's all sorts of reasons for inflammation. Also, just UV light, problems with your metabolism. All these things can cause DNA damage. But what we're finding out is probably the biggest cause for the production of free radicals are herbicides, pesticides, insecticides, which ruin the soil, ruin the water, and also air pollution. These damaging parts of our environment cause free radicals in our body. Now, free radicals, when they get so high in your body that your antioxidant enzyme production is not high enough to keep them in check, it produces a condition which is called oxidative stress. Now, you'll notice from this slide, there are currently over 250 chronic conditions associated with oxidative stress. There's actually more than that. You'll notice that it is at the center of illness and aging. So if you look at this little chart briefly, you're going to see that heart, skin, kidney, joints, lung, brain, immune system, blood vessel, multi organs are affected by oxidative stress. Scientists began calling the accumulation of free radicals that were not balanced in the body with the production of antioxidant enzymes. They started calling this oxidative stress around 1985. So, how does our little product, Protandim NRF2, affect oxidative stress? Well, the body wasn't really designed for medicine. The body was designed for food, for plants, the all sorts of herbs and plants and meat, of course. But in the early 2000s, 2000, a synergistic formula was put together at the University of Colorado in Denver that when they began to run the clinical trials on it, they realized that they had something that was potentially life-changing. Quite simply, they combined turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, and ashwagandha in a formula. And they had many attempts before they got exactly the right one. But when they finally got the formula that became our Protandim NRF2, the results are it is 1,800 times more effective than any of these individual herbs. Now, in 2000, most of you didn't even know the names of these herbs. You may have known green tea, but now information is everywhere, and a lot of that had to do with our particular product. Why? Because this particular product has the unique potential to affect the NRF2 pathway in the body. Now, what is the NRF2 pathway? The NRF2 pathway, according to this, is a biochemical wake-up call. What does that mean? You know how to flip on a light. You know how to wake up a sleeping dog who's supposed to be guarding the house. 2010, which was shortly after this product had been made available to the public, Oxford University released a study saying that this particular pathway, now it's a very long word, is the key to health and longevity. And why would it be? They discovered it's the master regulator of antioxidant expression. It's one of the key proteins in the body that regulates the genome. And how does it work? When you take our NRF2 activator, every cell in your body, the cells in your body have these little receptor cells, but every cell in your body, when that particular formula hits every cell in your body, that cell will invite it into the cell. And then when it is invited into the cell, it will activate this little NRF2, which is sitting docked, idle in your cell. It's like your car sitting on idle. So when this comes in and it activates this little NRF2 protein transcription factor moves into the nucleus of your cell where it checks out what's wrong. What's wrong with this cell? And then it is a signaling messenger that goes straight to your survival genes to tell your survival genes what to do. So let's look here just very quickly what happens. All I'm going to do is show you that in the National Medical Library, you can look at an overview of NRF2 signaling pathway and its role in inflammation. What are you going to find out there? You're going to find out exactly what I'm saying is the truth. It is the most potent way to drop inflammation in your body, regardless of where it comes. We've known about this. We've been growing in this for 30 years. But the most advances have been in the last 15 years when our little product became available to the public.